Good afternoon, this is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm here at 6410 Lindenhurst Avenue in West Hollywood area, and I am preparing to perform a video examination of the main sewer line for Julia B. Glazer. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion, or portions of the waste drainage piping, that is underneath or interior to the structure. Our examination today is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. So I wasn't able to locate and expose or accessible main sewer line cleanout. A main sewer line cleanout is an area outside the structure that has a removable cap allowing access into the main sewer line, and it's typically going to be located on the drain pipe that exits the structure. In this case, it would be at the front of the building. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dropping down through this 4-inch waste vent. This is a pipe that comes vertically up and out the roof from the horizontal drain pipes here under the structure. And we're going to drop into that building drain system and push through about 50 feet or so to get out the front of the building. And you'll see here's our vent, and as we drop in, we're basically just going to push straight under the house and out the front to the right side of the front entry where the drain system exits the building about 2 feet deep or so. And then we'll push out through the front yard next to the public sewer. So we'll be able to get all of our due assistance today. So as we push out into the building, we're pushing through the original cast iron piping here. This is the original cast iron drain piping. Pretty typical of a home of this age. And in this particular case, this cast iron pipe is going to continue out into the yard to the sidewalk. So basically looking at mostly the same piping here through the system. Now these cast iron pipes, they were commonly expected to have a service life in the 70 to 80 year range from this era. So what we're looking at is a pipe that's aging but basically functional. So in a situation like this, we are suggesting closer monitoring of the system to better project the future replacement date, but certainly there is no disadvantage to being proactive and doing upgrades when feasible. So right here at 50 feet we are exiting out the front of the building. I'm going to go ahead and zero out the counter here at the bottom of the screen so we get a good idea of the length of the main sewer line outside the structure. And you see here as we come out, we're making a slight bend, turn here to the left, and we're running at a bit of an angle across the front yard. Now we're seeing some like strings in the line. There might be some roots starting to come through it. Some of these joints. It's hard to really recognize them as roots. It almost looks like some debris caught here along the bottom of the pipe. Long strings here. These are more than likely roots. They also catch debris. So this is evidence that the pipe is beginning to fail. So we definitely want to keep a closer eye on it at this point and maybe stress the importance of upgrades when feasible. So what I'm going to recommend for sure, though, at this point is that a cleanout be installed at the front of the house there. So we'll place a red marker flag in the planter area where the pipe's coming out about 2.5 feet deep, something like that. Alright, so here about 22 feet from the structure, we're changing pipe materials now from our cast iron to a vitrified clay. And then we're making a turn back to the right to start heading out into the parkway and then street to connect up to the public sewer. Now these clay pipe materials are expected to have a long service life. Unlike that cast iron that we saw, it's a natural material, so it's less likely to deteriorate underground. But it is fairly brittle in nature and does have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. So we're looking for any significant cracks or breaks, significant offsets or separations of the connections or joints, anything that could be considered a compromise to the integrity of the pipe. So far, this 6-inch clay here under the street's in satisfactory condition. Not seeing any signs of root intrusions, no signs of any significant cracks or breaks, nothing of that sort. And then right here, we're coming up on our steep and turn. A little bit of a lip here I'm trying to hop over. We'll look down into the public sewer. There we go. So about 50 feet from our access, dropping down into the public sewer near the middle of the street. Alright, so at this point, basically the system is functional. The older cast iron piping through the front yard is definitely older and near the end of its useful service life. So we're going to suggest a main clean out so that we can more closely monitor the system. And if those areas, in fact, are roots, and they start to create blockages, we have access not only to clean it, but then to come back and examine it. That being said, again, no disadvantage to being proactive and upgrading these older cast iron pipes when feasible. In the long run, it may be less expensive to do so now than in 5 years. So we'll make sure we make those recommendations in our written report. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to that written report for a description of the final findings and recommendations. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.